Hello and good morning. I'm being quite quiet because my partner's asleep upstairs, but I'm off to Yorkshire Yarn Festival today. It's Sunday, 9th of November 2025, and yeah, me and Mum are going today. I won my ticket from Henny Penny Makes, which was really nice, and it's a yarn festival I've never been to, first time going, and unfortunately I did sleep through my alarm a bit. Didn't wake up quite as early as I was hoping to, so I'm in a little bit of a rush now. But once we arrive and we're parked up and everything, I will have another chat with you then and let you know, because it is a good 2-hour drive. Okay, see you in a bit. That's nice. So you will have seen by now that we have arrived. The journey took a little bit longer than expected. So we only got here about 10 to 10, I think it was, and our ticket was for 10. But it was okay for parking at that time. Bear in mind this is a Sunday, so it will be the quieter day of the two shows. I have brought my knitting, and I'll try and show you one-handed if I can get it out of my handbag. I've brought this one, so you'll know this is my sock. I've just actually started the heel, can you believe it? So I'm making really good progress on that, which is good. And Mum's just getting us a latte. She doesn't really want to be on film, so you're probably not going to see much of her, but I promise you she is here with me. And I hope you can see, but obviously I'm holding my handbag, but I'll hopefully get Mum to film a bit more. That's it, we've finished. I've got my little goodie bag packed full of stuff and we're about to leave. Hope you can hear me, it's quite windy and noisy outside. And when I get home, probably later this evening, I'll do a little vlog on a haul so you can see what I've got. But yeah, it's been a fantastic morning. It's lunchtime now. I'd say we've taken us about 2.5 hours to go around a couple of times. There was 40 stalls, and yeah, it's been a pleasure. Well, it's been a couple of days since the show, and I've been very good, and I've left my goodies in this bag so I can get them out and show you. So what I'll do is I will just first of all talk a bit about my thoughts about the show. For me, I found it a very easy, nice show to go round. So we went to make sure we got there as it opened to general admission. There was, I think, an earlier slot. You could go in 9 till 10 if you bought a different ticket. We had the ticket that allowed us entry from 10 till 4. And the show is in a hall with rooms that I presume they rent out. It's a big place building, and there is golf, and there's a restaurant and a sports bar. Now, we were informed that they weren't keen on people going in the sports bar who were visiting the yarn show, because last year I think they run out of food because of the high traffic. They weren't expecting it. But I think if we went again, we might be tempted to book in at the restaurant for Sunday lunch or a meal. And if you did that in advance, you probably would get in there. They did say that it does get quite busy in there, but we didn't attempt to book in there, so I'm not 100% sure about that. The show, while we were there as well, there was the general public, not people at the show, were also there. So it's a golf course, so there was golfers, there was people at the restaurant. So that does mean that even though the place has got masses of car park space, if you come later in the day, I think it is harder to get parked up. And I think it does depend what time you come, because the restaurant, I'm presuming, will be busy at certain times and not others. Similar with the golf. But as far as my experience went, it was really good. We got there just before 10, so about 10 to, we're hoping to get there about 9:30, but we hit a bit of traffic on the way. So we got there about 10 to 10, parked up, went inside, very straightforward, scanned our tickets and just let us in. It was about 5 to by the time we got, because we managed to park up right near the door, because I was a bit worried about the parking. But it was absolutely fine. And we were given a map, and there was 4 rooms in total, 2 rooms downstairs, 2 rooms upstairs. Outside they had a street food truck you could get food from. They had a pizza truck, and you could get a coffee. There was like a coffee and cakes truck as well. So anytime that we went to them, there was a queue, but there wasn't massive queues, which was great. They also had, which I thought was fantastic, so downstairs they had a small room where there was, I think, 3 stands or 4, and then they had lots of seating in there. They had seating in the corridor coming through as well, and then all you had to do to get to the second room was just go out the door into the next door, and the main building was there. Every room had the name outside, and every stairwell had a sign on it pointing up to the name of the room, and the name of the room was on the guide. So we didn't find it hard to really find the rooms. With it being such a big place, there was obviously proper toilets. That was very easy, and there was never really much of a queue when we went in to go to the toilets, so that was good. I understand there was a lift, although as we didn't need to use it, I didn't notice. Yes, like I say, downstairs there was the first little room, and then across the way there was the main sports hall, dead easy to get to, and in between those two rooms there was another coffee truck, and there always seemed to you were easily able to get a coffee there, because I know everyone will be asking me, did you get a good latte? I actually got 2 good lattes, can you believe it? And yes, that made my day. So basically we managed to get a latte from the truck in between those 2 rooms downstairs, not long after we arrived, and then we managed to sit down on a comfy sofa, enjoy our brew, and then we went through to the main sports hall. Then we went upstairs, a similar situation upstairs, 2 rooms, and there was a little corridor between the 2 rooms to get to them, which we didn't notice at first and ended up going down and back up, but even so it was still relatively easy to find the rooms. What else? There was 40 stalls, so it's not as big as some shows, but it didn't seem too overwhelming. It was quite easy for me and Mum to get round in a few hours. I think we stopped about 12:30 for lunch. We managed to walk round twice, I think it was, and look at all the stalls while I was deciding what to get. So I went with plans, and yeah, I'm going to show you now what I've got. And before I start showing you the purchases that I made, or that Mum treated me to, which was very nice, I'll just show you the guide. This was what it looked like. What I would say is that it's pretty big. There was information about where you can get food and drink. These were both upstairs on this side, and on this side they were downstairs. So as you can see, a lot of the main room was the sports hall, which was downstairs. Gives you the dates for next year if you want to go. And yeah, I think it was quite good, this, because it's really big print as well. So if you have any problems, it makes it easier to read. So I ended up not buying any sweater quantities. I did go with 2 plans. So I went with information for the quantities I would need for the slightly sassy V, which my wonderful viewer treated me to that pattern. And then also I went with the, and I can never remember the name of this pattern. I'll put it up on screen. And it is the Ukrainian designer. It's the V-neck 4-ply pattern that I'm wanting to have a go at. So those 2, I had the quantities. I think for the slightly sassy V, I needed 3 skeins, although I do potentially have something already in stash I could use for that I was aware of. And then for the Ukrainian designer's pattern, I do need 4 skeins of fingering. So I knew roughly in my mind anyway what I would need, and I was keeping my eye out. There was nothing there that really pulled me enough to think I'm going to get them. So I may change tacks with what I want to get with my dad's money. So what did I buy? Because I know you're dying to know. So I will try to do it in the order that I bought them. Now I think the first place that I went to and the first purchase I made, we'd only been in there a few minutes, and I knew I wanted to go to Unwrapped Yarn. I was hoping they'd have some festive stitch markers, and they did. So I bought myself and I hope you can see them on camera, because they are little stockings with hearts and glitter. And I just thought that they were very, very cute. There were so many to choose from. She had robins, she had sweaters like the one that Sam had got when she'd been to her last show. And yeah, there was certainly lots to choose from. And then Mum treated me to this one. I really found it hard to decide. There was a few snowflakes which were beautiful, snowflakes in this design as well, but I think I've already got one in stash in this clear style as a snowflake, because I know I did get some last year from her. And then what then? I think the next thing, now it was really good. I went round the first time and I didn't really buy anything much. I think I bought those stitch markers and then that was it. Then we went round again and then I said to Mum, I want to go back. So I said hello to, I think she's called Erin of Henny Penny Makes. And I'd seen this the first time I went round, and I'd introduced myself because I won my ticket from her. So it was absolutely lovely to meet her. She was so nice and friendly to me and Mum, which was lovely. And the gentleman that was with her, I think it was her partner, but I don't want to assume. And this is the one that I got. And my idea with these is, because I think I've told you already, but I am taking in the Friday Knit Chat that I'm taking part in the Yarn and Glitter knit along, and I know that I want to knit myself some shorty socks, and I've got a few patterns on my Ravelry queue. So I thought these are both 50 grams of traditional 75/25. I just really love the colours. I thought 50 grams, I can potentially get a pair of shorties out of that. So I am going to challenge myself to do that. And then I did get some wool wash because I've been needing some for a while, and I got that in the grapefruit. Then after that we went back to Botanical Yarns, and from there I picked up this neon sparkly pink, and I got that for in my blanket. I know I've got loads of scraps in my blanket, but I really enjoy the neon pops, and I don't often have those just as leftovers or in my stash. And then I ended up getting 2 sets of needle stoppers, and I got these ones. So they were all from Botanical Yarns. Then I and ahed because there was a couple of single skeins that I fancied for socks, but the ones that I'd seen, they were all in DK. Now, whether it's because we went on the Sunday and that meant that the 4-ply had gone faster than the DK, I'm not sure. But this was from the Yarn Artist, and it's not a seller that I've seen before, I don't think, or I don't remember. But she does a lot of stuff inspired by art, and I looked on quite a few of the sellers' sites beforehand, and I was definitely drawn to go and have a look at this one. And this is the beautiful skein that I got, and it's the Taylor Swift, and I think this is the cover colourway, Speak Now. But I was just drawn to the colour, thought it was wonderful. Now it is DK weight, and I'm hoping that I can get a pair of socks out of that. Then I ended up going back and getting these little stitch markers from the Woolly Tangle. I was just drawn to them, thought they were very nice. And then the last thing that we went and had our lunch. So we went to the street food van, got something to eat from there, found a seat outside, although they were a bit wet, so we had to wipe them because it's not really good. But it was very, that's one thing I would say about the show, it was red hot inside. Me and Mum both found it really, really warm. But then we went outside and thought we'd eat our lunch outside to get a bit of fresh air. And then while I was eating my lunch, I said to Mum, before we go, please can I just nip back and get the earrings, because this is another one that I'd looked at before I had gone, and this lady does micro crochet jewellery. They are absolutely stunning, and there was so many that I could have chosen from, but I ended up, and it was packaged up beautifully, but I've undone it to show you, and I got these. I hope you can see those. She does some really cute granny skirt, granny square ones and all sorts. But these ones, these little, I think the violets, just called to me. And I do like purple, as you know, so it was all the purple ones that I was drawn to, and some blue ones. She did some lovely necklaces which had just the flower in the centre, which looked really, really nice. So yeah, I've done pretty well for me. I've been quite conservative, just picked up a few little bits, mementos really, and then some skeins for socks. Did I need them? Probably not, but it was nice just to pick them up while you're there. It's always nice to see the colours and feel the yarns in person, which I don't get to do very often because there isn't any local stores that sell stuff like this to me. And yeah, I think that's everything. Hope you enjoyed my little roundup of the show, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.